shooting the arrow depending on your school of yoga. You might want a block underneath you to lift the hips up a little and help relax the hamstrings. It's up to you. You don't necessarily need this. But again, making sure that you remove the gluteal flesh out from underneath you so you're on the front edge of the sit bones. Starting with the right leg, you can bring the right hand to the outside of the right knee, left hand to the outside of the right foot, trying to keep the hips pretty much centered forward. Draw that right ankle across the left thigh, past the midline, and then back the other way. Again, this posture can be done as long as you feel comfortable. Helps lubricate the hip joint, head of the femur inside the pelvis there. We'll go ahead and extend that leg. An alternate grip would be to take the left arm for the left leg underneath the left calf and around to the front of the left shin, right hand to the outside of the left foot. And same motion, opening the thigh, opening the hip back and forth. So not just rolling the chest or twisting, but you're actually moving the leg. And this actually is something that you do if you'd like to do Padmasana lotus pose. You need to warm yourself up like this. We won't be showing that today. Coming to Upavista Konasana, wide angle forward fold. Taking the legs no more than 90 degrees, especially if you're tight in the hamstrings. Inhale, lifting both sides and front and back of the body. Exhaling, folding from the hip crease. Again, reaching for the ankles or the shins, the outside of the feet. If you prefer, the hands can be on the mat in front of you. Whatever's most comfortable. But always lengthening the front body. On inhale, walk the hands up. Drawing the feet together, soles of the feet together, heels as close to the groins as possible. Coming into Baddha Konasana, bound angle or cobbler's pose. We'll just start by stretching the feet out a little bit. So you can bring your fingers all the way down towards the pinky toe and gently open the toes back towards the top of the ankle. If you feel any pain or tingling in the center of the foot near the arch, release the feet. We'll take the hands inside the plantar fascia, opening the feet up like a book so that the outsides of the feet towards the pinky toes stay together. And on the exhale, go ahead, fold forward. And try not to push anywhere on the thighs. You can bring the elbows outside of the legs. Remember, only go as far forward as you feel comfortable. Remembering that you have a growing baby in the abdomen area, and any folding you do pushes on the baby, so you might not want to go as far. And in some of the folds, you might have to open the legs wider than you normally would. Inhale, rise on up. Gently draw the knees together. If you'd like, you can lengthen them and shake them out a little. Coming to lightning bolt pose. This is contraindicated if you're having circulation problems. So you draw the legs together, big toes touching. If you need to bifurcate the calf muscle, rolling the calf muscle to the outside a little bit. Shoulders directly above hips, keeping the pelvis in neutral. You can bring your hands to Yoni Mudra if you'd like. Jnana Mudra. Or just hands on the knees. So moving from Vajrasana, lightning bolt, to Virasana, heroine pose. You'll roll the calves out, coming to seated, also known as W-seated. Hips directly on the floor. If that's not comfortable, you can place a block under the glutes, in between the ankles. Big toes should point towards each other or directly back. They should not point away from each other. We'll just roll those shoulders back and down, take some nice inhales. Exhale, roll them back and down. We're going to work the arms a little bit. So whatever comfortable position is good for you. If you prefer cross-legged, Virasana, Vajrasana, Siddhasana, whatever you like. Coming to Garudasana arms, hugging yourself, right arm over left, lifting the right arm. Intertwining the left hand with the right palm, drawing the shoulder blades together and down the back. On the inhale, lift the elbows towards the eyes, so stretching the top of the delts. And then we'll exhale, draw them back down. This is a great modification to do with the arms when you're in standing Garudasana as well. It helps work on focus and balance. With an inhale, we'll release, roll the shoulders out, and I'll show you a modification. So during pregnancy, sometimes our milk comes in a little bit early. You'll find that twisting the arms that way doesn't work. So if you simply take the hands, crossing at the wrists so that the palms face each other, draw the knuckles towards the chest and then up towards the face, you'll find that you have more room across the pectoral area. This just creates more space. You're still working the same part of the shoulders and arms. So again, practicing ahimsa, nonviolence, what's going to work best for you during your pregnancy? At this point, I'm at 37 weeks pregnant, and I have been practicing yoga for over a decade. And during this whole pregnancy, some of the things that I demonstrate might not be for everyone. This would be one of them, downward facing dog. If you're having blood pressure issues, if you have a history of miscarriage, or if you've been recommended not to do inversions, downward facing dog is not for you. Again, when in downward facing dog though, slightly bending the elbows to the outer edges of the mat, grounding the heads of the humerus in the socket. Middle fingers parallel, hands spread nice and wide, thumb and first finger palm out have most of the weight, takes the weight off the wrists. You can also do modified dolphin or elbow dog. Elbows directly below the shoulders, palms and forearms on the mat, or if you'd like, you can interlace the hands coming into dolphin. It's up to you. Again, if you don't feel comfortable here, if you feel any tightening around the jaw or face, come on down to hands and knees. We'll come to standing and do a standing sequence, a little flow. You might want to use blocks here to get up, drawing one leg forward, curling the opposite toes under, lifting off the knee. Using your hands pressing into blocks to draw the leg forward into a forward fold.